here's Brody Brazil.
So I've already done a whole separate video on the A's agreement with Bally's for the Tropicana Hotel site in Las Vegas. But since it was published, something else came to light. It caught my attention. I think it's definitely worth going into a little bit more detail here on a video. And that's the actual location on the Tropicana site, these 9 acres of where the A's proposed stadium would actually be. Now, outlined in yellow right there is 9 acres, 9 of 36 acres. That's where I expected this ballpark site to be, because we heard from the A's it would face north, it would have views of the Strip. Obviously, we know it's somewhere on this plot of land, but turns out, with reporting by Mick Akers of the Las Vegas Review-Journal, it's actually not going to be on this northwest quadrant of the land, which, as I kind of dip down here into 3D, you can kind of get a better perspective of where that would actually sit. See, it's not going to be right there. It's actually going to be on the southeast corner of this land. So let me try and draw out 9 different acres here. I'll take that off. Put the measuring tool back on. So now, let's see how close I can get to 9 acres. Now, 9 acres looks something like, how about that? 8.9, it's right there, 8.94 acres. I'm getting pretty good at this. All right, let's just squeeze it out to be, 9 acres. So now, this is where the site looks to be. And this, I mean, from all we've heard now with Bally's and keeping part of the hotel intact, possibly instead of instantly leveling the whole site, this makes a lot more sense. All you do is demolish this south tower. You keep all this standing. You can do a hotel existing and the ballpark on 9 acres all at once. Now, there's a whole separate video I've done on the 9-acre fact. No retractable roof stadium in Major League Baseball sits on 9 acres. It takes usually several more. So I don't know how this is going to go, to be honest with you. I'm just here to show you this is the actual plot of 9 acres versus this top left corner. Now it's in the bottom right. Give you a better idea. And I understand why, the corner of Tropicana and the Strip is prime real estate, but that's also probably why Bally's is keeping that for themselves. Eventually, if you want to get to this ballpark here, kind of on the back lot, you're going to have to go through Bally's or through Tropicana 2 or whatever it's called. You're going to have to go through there to get to the ballpark. Now, I also want to point out this piece of land right here, which I believe are those parking spaces marked out. No, I think it's just flat paved land. This is a site with very tragic history. This was the location of the Country Music Festival shooting back in 2017, I believe. I hope I'm getting the year right. A mass tragedy, obviously, for Las Vegas. And so I don't know that this site will ever be developed or a parking lot, but certainly there is more land here south of the projected stadium. Maybe that could help with some parking issues. I have no clue. I'm trying to see maybe the only benefit of the site being down here, because quite honestly, everything else would lead you to have believed it would be in this top left corner. So again, kind of a 360 view here of then what would surround this ballpark. I'll let you kind of, figure out for yourself some of the positives and negatives versus one corner or the other. But now it all kind of makes a little bit more sense when you see it this way of what Bally's Corporation is trying to do. They're trying to keep their hotel space prominent, build around this ballpark. And these are, by the way, interesting neighbors here. Are those condo buildings? Is that, I don't really know. We could peek right in and see in the window. What's going on in there? Condos, apartments, I don't really know. That's going to be certainly an interesting place to live when you've got 30,000 people converging on this site. Certainly, Tropicana loses a lot of its parking there for employees and whatnot. So that's a look at the 9 acres, the very difficult 9 acres on this Tropicana site. It's just not the 9 acres that you were probably expecting. Like I said, maybe there is some benefit to this. Maybe ingress, egress. Maybe you could use some of these streets as ways out. I don't know. It just seems, it's all beyond my pay grade, but here I am looking, and trying to see the obvious. Let me know what you think about this video. Comment down below. Thumbs up if you watched here all the way to the end like you did. And don't forget to subscribe so I can see you next time.